What's up? What's up? 4 ways to get into the holiday spirit. Are you ready for Christmas? Hey, these are 4 tips that you can use to get in the Christmas mood. Stay tuned.
Season whistle, whistle. Season whistle, whistle.
What's up? This is Dominique Beaumonte, and you are listening to Season with Salt, the podcast. So, I thought I needed to make an episode about getting in the Christmas mood because I feel like I'm good at that. Maybe, kind of, a little bit. Well, what I'll do is I'll tell you what I think y'all should do, and then y'all say, I tried it and it worked and you're good at it. Or you'll say, okay, whatever. Okay, so yeah, 4, 5, 6 ways to really get in the Christmas mood. So this is just purely based on the fact, or I'm assuming, I'm making a very huge assumption that you are listening to this because you've seen the graphic somewhere and you were like, I want to get in the Christmas mood. I want to hear what Dominique thinks about getting into the Christmas mood. And then you landed here. I'm going to not assume that you're listening to this and you don't want to get in the Christmas mood at all. If you're already in the Christmas mood and you just need some other things to like amp up your Christmas mood, I can be helpful in that way too. So it's almost like, so I love Christmas as like, just growing up in Seattle and going to Seattle every Christmas when I didn't live there. And I've always loved like the idea of Christmas and what it represents. And I attach it to so many different traditions that my family has. But I've noticed, especially the older I get, the more stressful it is, right? Because you're closing out the year at work, you're, taking care of business and taking care of ministry and doing a lot of different things to try to get through like the end of the year. And it can be overwhelming. And then on top of that, it's almost like Christmas is kind of shoved down your throat, right? Like you haven't had any turkey, you ain't even had no pumpkin spice latte. And before you know it, like Macy's got the Christmas trees up and it's just everywhere. And so it kind of sneaks up on you. And if you're not really intentional about it or thinking about it, it's happening before it's over. I was sitting during the Thanksgiving time and I was thinking to myself, like, it's Thanksgiving, but it happens to be 1 month from Christmas. And there have been years when that would cause a lot of anxiety in my life. But this year I was like, forget that. Like it's gonna be what it's gonna be, right? So I, have over the years, particularly, this year, particularly in my late 30s, I've tried to be very intentional about the ways that I experience the holidays. I've had some grown up discussions with myself about dealing with trauma that has come as a result of holidays. I'm sure many of you have had some of that as well. And so I've tried to make, I talked about this in a lot of the previous episodes where I talk about the holidays, and I just try to get into a mindset where I am stress free to the best of my ability, conscious of the decisions that I'm making and doing things in the most healthiest way. Because one of the things that I hate is like, it's January 2nd and you're like, what did I just do? Like, how did I just have the longest vacation of the year and it doesn't feel like it? It feels like I'm being forced back to work. So I just feel like December is a month to just make the most out of what it is that we have with it. So here are the things that I'm thinking of that are just stuff that you should just do, right? So the first thing I would say helps to get in the Christmas mood is to start your own tradition. And I think that starting your own tradition is cool because it can be about you, or it can be a tradition that your family has. It can be something that you just make up out of the blue. you start your own tradition. You put a note in your phone and your calendar for 2023 saying, hey, or 2022, like last year I did this, do it again. I tried to start a tradition last year where I was going to Apple Hill here in California and cutting down a Christmas tree, but like folks didn't really want to go this year. So I also have an artificial tree that I really just needed to get cracking. If I would have waited until somebody was available to cut down a tree, then I would still be waiting. But so that's not going to be my tradition this year. But I got a couple of others that I'm trying to be conscientious about, like when people are near my home or they see my door, like what do they think about my um, perspective on Christmas? And I want it to be very bright and merry. You know what I mean? So start my tradition this year will be, getting a real wreath. I think that's a cool thing to do. And yeah, so starting your own tradition could just be anything. It could just be you making a decision or getting or doing this thing where you get a new photo every year or a new photo album or a new ornament for the tree or whatever. So it can be anything that makes you happy. But I think starting a new tradition gives you something to look forward to for the next year, and then you look for it. And then I think it's good for kids, especially if you have children in your life, whether they're even your children or other people's children. Like traditions can be really cool. They give children something to look up to. And there's something about kids, they have a dynamic memory. They'll be like, auntie, uncle, mommy, daddy, remember last year you said that every year we were going to do A, B, and C? And you were like, I didn't say that, because it's so like unfathomable that they could remember, but you did say it. So, all right. Number two, I think this is the awesome thing, like creating a playlist, whether you're on Apple Music or you're on Spotify. Um, Create the playlist with at least 10 songs that you really love. Or you can ask people in your family, like, what songs do y'all really love, that we can create a family playlist. Last year, I asked my brothers about the songs that really inspired them during the holiday season. They told me. I created a playlist. And then this year, when I was going to Apple Music, I was like, man, I need to listen to some Christmas music. And I noticed that there was a playlist that said Beaumonte Christmas. I'm like, filthy. We made this together. These are songs that I like and songs that my brothers like and my mom likes. And I'm like, yes, perfect. So the cool thing, especially if you're like an Apple person and you got an Apple playlist, you can share with other people and then they can listen and kind of get insight on the things that you love, music that you love, artists that you love, so on and so forth. And there's so much Christmas music out there. This year, I actually decided that one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to at least 3 albums, new Christmas albums, because people are releasing Christmas albums every year. And to be honest with you, I be banging a hole in Luther Vandross's Christmas album, because to me that's the best Christmas album that has ever, ever, ever been made. But I'm sure there are others. So making a Christmas list would be cracking, because then you can listen to it on your own terms, and you can share with other people. People can add songs that they like. You can make it a group thing. That's dope. So that was actually number 3, because I skipped to number 2. Number 2 is kind of funny, but this year I was like, I'm gonna have my own theme. I'm gonna have a theme for Christmas. And now this, I'm gonna preface this by saying this is kind of corny, but it's just something that I wanted to do. So if you know me in person and you start talking about this, I'm gonna completely act like I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm almost embarrassed to even share it, but I'm gonna share it anyway. I decided to have a theme, and it is, drum roll, okay, no drums, whatever, mistletoe. Like mistletoe, but mistletoe. I don't know why I just like that. I'm thinking like, how like mistletoe like is this universal icon for love and gathering and taking risks. Well, that's what I want to be, right? Like this iconic force that brings people together, that positions people to do things that they wouldn't normally do, that inspires love, that, I want to be the person that makes people feel like they're in a Hallmark movie. Now, I did not say that I wanted to do anything under a mistletoe. I said I wanted to be the mistletoe, also known as mistletoe. Whatever, forget you. Okay, so come up with your own theme. If you got a better one, like hit me up. But mistletoe is what I'm rolling with. Um, So I think, and the final thing is like, I decided this year I'm gonna pick the best neighborhoods in my area that have Christmas decor that you can walk around and look at. I'm just gonna walk around and check it out, get in the mood. I say if you have a family and you want to do this with folks, like grab some Dutch Brothers and just walk around the neighborhoods that you like, drive around the neighborhoods that you like to see the lights. I think it's really cool that people take the time to decorate the outside of their houses so that other people can benefit from the things that they care about and what inspires them during the holidays. And I just love the idea of like people having things in their window that people can enjoy. So
Season with salt, with salt.